I've just got back from Ireland 4 days ago. The car's still on the trailer. I've been really lazy, I can't lie. Today we need to get the car off the trailer because in the videos, I think I saw it might have a problem. So we're gonna have to go test that. We also need to get it off the trailer and look at all the damage that might have been done to it. Thankfully, I think we got away quite scot-free this time. But the main thing is this, the issue that I've noticed, which I'll explain more in a minute. Fins all in the harnesses. I'm gonna do something a little bit tight before we go. Look, we're the same, buddy. We're the same. Well, everything seems fine. I didn't want to hold my phone while I was out doing it, but basically the AFR reader, we had a clip of it on the camera, and it looked like it was reading really high under boost, but it isn't. It's reading all perfect, so that can be a rest. Just need to go do a bit of shopping, and I'll be back in a second. Oh, Vinny, good boy. Just want to reiterate the problem. I was trying to find a camera holder or something so we could see this actually going down, but in one of the print screens down here, the old AFR gauge was reading quite high. It was reading like 13.6 on the AFR gauge in the photo while the screen was red, so we were a little bit worried, but because it's got fuel cut in it, I think it was just on the down, you know, on the off accelerator, it was reading that because it flips back up, obviously. It's driving fine here, but yeah, happy days. So now we've just got to get back to the garage, put this away, and show you all the. Let's start off because we're at the rear. This time, didn't lose the rear bumper. I need to kind of maybe put a bit of stitching on that little crack there just to give it a bit more stability. But overall, rear end's fine. The insanely expensive OEM spoiler now is still on the car, so that's all good. As we walk down here, is there any more damage down here? No, but when we get to here, now we have a problem. You see the fiberglass bumper. Thankfully, headlights are all in good condition. I could definitely do a tidying up this bit if I can. More drift stitching is needed down there. This bit's completely gone now. I lost my number plate. I'm fuming at that. Lost the number plate. I had a cool little motorbike number plate on the front of it, and that's gone. As we come around this side, nothing really that new. The wheel arch is really starting to take a battering on this side. And all the way down the side, it's absolutely fine, which is amazing. That's great news. I still would like to get the car up to Jack if I can at Jay's garage. Just put it on the rolling road again. Check the map, make sure everything's good. I'm going to send him a clip of I managed to get of the AFR. It looks like it's fine under load, but I just want to make sure for sure that at all points it's running okay. That's the whole reason we've got the Link ECU in there. We can get all the readings we will need and make sure this car stays on the track as long as possible. Check out these Avon tyres as well. I absolutely shredded through these things. I have to be honest, these tyres were amazing. We'll definitely be buying more of these tyres. They're about £130-ish. Could probably do you a little deal on them if you want to try them out as well. Hit me up. We can do tyres and stuff now as well, so should be pretty insane. I can't wait to buy more of those. They were amazing. Right, so we've looked at the damage that the Finn. So we've looked Finn. No, not the camera, bro. Come on. So we've looked at the damage. There wasn't a huge amount on Silvia this time around. Got very, very lucky, I think. Oh, I think I just damaged the rod sitting on it with my fat ass. got very lucky this time around, especially considering the conditions, and it was just great. We got very, very lucky. I thought what I'd do now is, instead of rambling on in nonsense, we'd just go over some costs for you guys if you guys want to go to Ireland, which I do highly, highly recommend. Obviously, the price is dependent on where you live initially, but I live in Essex, over near Colchester in England. As you can see on the map, it's far away from Holyhead. So, still going off my head. I've got nothing written down. I probably should have written this down, but I just thought this was a better end to the video than what I'd already filmed. So, ticket to the event. I believe the tickets are £300 for the weekend through Drift Games, but these are one of these situations where you've got to be fast on the trigger. I think it's sold out in 4 minutes, so you have to be fast on the trigger, which is nothing new in English, UK, Irish drifting. It's a very popular sport with not very many places to do it, especially not many people are able to put on an event as good as Drift Games do, so everyone wants to go. It's one of those things. So I think it's about £300 for a ticket, so have that money ready instantly. Next up is accommodation. So this time round, I stayed with Josh from Drift Games, and I got very lucky that cost me £0. So that was amazing. Really, really, really grateful to Josh for letting me stay and taking a big chunk of money off. I do believe on the day of the events, the Friday and the Saturday, they let, like the nights, they let you stay at the track, in your car, in a camper van, in whatever situation you've got, you are allowed to stay on site at Mondello Park. Now, if you're only coming over for a couple of days, what I recommend is trying to get into the little cottage that's just at the end of Mondello. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called, I don't know, I'll put the link here. It's run by a lovely couple, and I've stayed there before, and it's really, 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 really convenient. They've got enough space for trailer parking as well, and it's right next to the racetrack. It's amazing. There are a few other hotels around, but I believe it was £100 a night there. And if you wanted breakfast, that was an additional fee, but it was £100 base set for the night. So obviously it depends on how many nights you stay for. I stayed for 6 last time, so it was 600, but maybe it was £80 a night, and it was 20 for 50. I can't remember. It's around between £80 and £100 I'd budget per night for a hotel or a B&B. If the boat itself, I believe, how I booked it, cost £524. But I had add-ons and I had the trailer. So I think it was 270 each way, 250, 270 each way. But I also booked a cabin and like the fancy little area where you can get food and drink for free. Because food and drink on the boat is so expensive, it's worth paying like the 16 quid or 12 quid or whatever it is to get into the VIP bit. I just have free food. Food sucks. I'm gonna be completely honest. Take your own food with you on the boat. The food's pretty fucking terrible. But it's so expensive. I just don't rate it that much, if I'm completely honest. So I'd kind of like maybe avoid food on the boat if you can. Plus, as soon as you get to Ireland, the garages are amazing. They have like delis in the garages and you get fresh food made for cheap, and it's so much better. And you can have jam bombs, which are just unbelievable. So budget, I would say budget around 550-ish for the boat. Maybe 600 if you want to stretch it to have the rooms and stuff like that on it, which I do recommend, especially if you're traveling from as far as I am. Being able to get on a boat and then sleep for 3 hours is just like heaven, and you haven't got to deal with anybody. It's beautiful. So we're let's say 600 for the boat max. You're not really going to spend any more than 600. 300 for the tickets, and £900, and then 300 for accommodation if you don't want to stay in the car at the track. But I probably would budget a little bit either side, just so you can have a nice room, shower, etc. Let's say 300 for that. So we're at £1,200. I obviously took tyres, but I only went through one full set. So we'll add another, what were we at? 1,200. We'll add another 100, we'll add another 200 on for that, sorry. So we're at 1,400. Plus the fuel, I put 2 tanks in the car, so that's 70 each, 140. So we're at 1,540. The big expense for me is the X5 and its fuel. I did 4 tanks, I think, in total, maybe 3. Yeah, I'd say 4, which is £130 a time, which is about £500. Fuck. What are we at? We're at 1,200 plus the tires, 1,400. Let's round this up to a solid £2,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. But for what I got to do, and how I justify this, is that it is not only do you get to see and hang out with all the Irish guys and girls, which are just fucking, that is worth the money in itself. It's so much fun. you get to drift at a proper international race circuit on full tracks. Like, you have 2 full layouts. One of them in which is almost the Drift Masters layout, which is like so cool to me. Like, that I get to go and use my shitty little car. That I get to use my car that I built in this shed with my mates for the most part. Obviously, bits and pieces a couple of other places, but I get to go use that where the big dogs use their cars, and I get to drift with some of them. You know, it's so good. And then, but if on the flip side, if I have to go drift up in Scotland, it still costs me about the same, because the only difference is the boat. The hotel's more expensive up there. So it's like, well, swings and roundabouts really. Like, most drift events are expensive. If you're a drifter, you know already it's expensive. But what I had to do to justify this one was not go to Santa Pod through basically January to March, which I had planned. I planned to get as much seat time as I could. And then Ireland, the opportunity to go to Ireland come up, so I just didn't book my tickets for the Santa Pod, and instead I booked my boat. You kind of have to juggle it, you know. But I think it's hugely recommended. I had the best weekend ever, and it felt like a holiday, and it was a holiday, and it was just amazing. And it obviously didn't cost me $2,000. Like, obviously I got my hotel free, and like there was a lot of, you know, stuff there I got to do that was great. That was made my trip way cheaper, and I love it, and I really, really want to get you guys to come over as well. Like, I know it's an expensive thing, but Mondello has made me fall in love with drifting again. It's so good, and I recommend you guys coming as well. So that's like the open and honest answer to it. I'm sure you can do it cheaper than that. I'm just a bit I throw money around a little bit too much on trips just to feel a bit more comfortable. That's just because I'm old now, and I don't know if you can see I'm twinging because I've done my back in. So I'm just old and shit, you know. So it's like that. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Little Island series. We're about to jump straight in to the Germany series now, which is going to be even more wild for me, because this is a first for me. I know it's been done to death on YouTube, and everyone and their dog has been to Nürburgring, and we've got people already like experts at driving Nürburgring like on YouTube, but like, this is my personal diary channel really. So like, I'm just gonna film everything, film the people we go with, film as many cars as we can, and film my first laps, and it's gonna be insane. But we've got to do some work on the BMW today. It's thrown up a freaking, in fact I'll show you anyway, and then I'll have to try and get that looked at before we go. But yeah, I'm gonna bounce, guys. We've got a lot of stuff to do, get done today, and I need to get out of here. So thank you for watching. Can you let me know if you've enjoyed the video down below? Leave a like, because I think it does help with the algorithm. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike on the video, just so I know where we're at. And let me know if you enjoyed the Island series. Leave comments down below, and that'd be great. And yeah, it's just been cool, right? So yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.